Hi everyone, my name is Nurul Shafika and I will be presenting today on intercultural management, applying the nature of Bornean culture in the Borneo Native Festival. In this presentation, I will briefly explore how cultural management concepts can be understood and applied through real-life events, specifically focusing on the Borneo Native Festival that I attended. There are three main objectives on this event. During the Borneo Native Festival, one of the main objectives is to give exposure of Borneo culture, especially from Sabah and Sarawak, to the public. From my observation, this is achieved through various cultural performances and displays. This objective is successful because it creates awareness and introduces Borneo culture in an interactive way rather than just reading about it. Another important objective of the festival is to promote Borneo's heritage, traditions, food, and craft. At the event, there were many booths selling traditional items such as bead, accessories, handmade craft, and cultural souvenirs. There was also traditional food being introduced to visitors, giving them a chance to taste authentic Borneo flavors. Besides that, cultural activities like traditional games and performances also help highlight their heritage. This kind of promotion is important because it supports local communities and keeps their traditions alive. The third one is to increase appreciation of Borneo traditional culture. At the festival, many visitors were seen wearing traditional Borneo clothing and accessories, showing that interest and respect towards the culture. This creates a deeper appreciation rather than just surface level knowledge. The festival successfully encourages people to respect and value Borneo's traditional culture in a meaningful way. Next, move on to the explanation about the half-state culture dimensions. There are 6 different culture dimensions in this category. First is power distance. This refers to how a society accepts unequal distribution of power. In high power distance countries, people tend to assert authority without question and organizations are more hierarchical, with clear levels of authority and decision-making control at the top. In low power distance countries, power is more evenly shared, and communication between leaders and employees is more open, with more emphasis on equality and participation in decision making. The second one is individualism versus collectivism. As all we know, individualism means people focus more on themselves and their close family. These societies value independence and personal achievement, and people are encouraged to make their own decisions and take responsibility for their success. Meanwhile, we all know that collectivism means people prioritize their group, such as family or community, and decisions are made based on group needs, where loyalty and strong relationships within the group are very important. The third one is masculinity versus femininity. Masculine cultures value competition, success, and achievement, with a focus on money and career investment. There is often a stronger emphasis on being ambitious, assertive, and performance-oriented, while feminine cultures value care, quality of life, and cooperation, where relationships, well-being, and work-life balance are considered more important than competition. Next, move on to the explanation about the half-state culture dimensions. The fourth one is long-term orientation. This refers to how societies focus on future or present. Long-term oriented cultures emphasize saving, planning, and perseverance, where people are more willing to work hard and be patient for future rewards, while short-term oriented cultures focus more on quick results and enjoying the present, with a stronger focus on traditions and immediate outcomes. The fifth one is indulgence versus restraint. As all we know, indulgent societies allow people to enjoy life and satisfy personal desires freely, with a focus on personal happiness and leisure. Meanwhile, in restrained societies, there are stricter social norms, and people control their desires with more emphasis on discipline, duty, and following social expectations. And lastly is uncertainty avoidance. This dimension look at how comfortable people are with uncertainty and risks. High uncertainty avoidance cultures prefer clear rules and structure to avoid ambiguity, and they feel more secure when situations are well organized and predictable. While low uncertainty avoidance cultures are more relaxed and open to change and uncertainty, and they are generally more comfortable with taking risks and dealing with unpredictable situations. Next, I would like to highlight the key observation of the event in relation to half-state cultures dimension. At the Borneo Native Festival, one of the most noticeable activities is the performance of traditional Borneo musical instruments, where many people gather together to watch and enjoy the performance. This situation strongly reflects the Hofstede dimension of collectivism, which emphasizes group harmony, shared identity, and community involvement. At the event, the music is not just performed for individual enjoyment, but it becomes a shared cultural experience. People come together in large groups, standing or sitting closely while watching the performance. There is a strong sense of unity because everyone is focused on the same cultural expression at the same time. This creates a feeling of belonging among the audience. The performers and the audience are connected through cultural heritage. The music represents traditions that are passed down through generations. So when people gather to watch, they are also participating in preserving their culture. This shows that in collectivist cultures, maintaining group identity and cultural continuity is more important than individual expression. Overall, the musical performance demonstrates how the community values togetherness and shared cultural pride. Second, the famous traditional activity, which is known as a traditional jumping bamboo game, involving participants jumping over wooden sticks, reflect the Hofstede dimension of masculinity. This dimension focuses on competitiveness, achievement, strength, and success. In this activity, participants are required to demonstrate physical strength, coordination, and courage. As the group progresses, the difficulty usually increases, which makes it more challenging. There is also an element of public recognition, as spectators watch and react to the performance. This encourages participants to push themselves harder and perform at their best. This reflects a society that values achievement and excellence, where individuals are motivated to prove their abilities. Therefore, this activity is not just a traditional game, but also a presentation of how the culture encourages competition, physical strength, and performance based on success, which are key characteristics of masculinity in Hofstede's cultural domain. Another important observation of the Borneo Nativity Festival is the large number of people wearing traditional Borneo clothing and accessories. This reflects the Hofstede dimension of power distance, which refers to the acceptance of hierarchy, authority, and cultural structure within a society. By wearing traditional attire, participants are showing respect to cultural heritage and the established customs of the community. Traditional clothing often carries symbolic meanings representing identity, status, and historical values. People willingly follow these cultural norms even if they are not part of their daily modern lifestyle. This behavior shows that individuals accept and respect cultural authority, including traditions passed down from elders and ancestors. Instead of questioning or changing these traditions, people choose to preserve and honor them. This indicates that cultural hierarchy and established norms still play an important role in shaping behavior. Furthermore, wearing traditional clothing in a public festival also creates a sense of unity and shared respect for cultural identity. It reinforces the idea that cultural roots and traditions are valued and should be maintained. In this way, the festival reflects how power distance is expressed through respect for cultural authority and long-standing traditions. At the festival, many venues sell traditional Borneo products such as bead accessories, handmade bags, and cultural craft. This reflects the Hofstede dimension of uncertainty avoidance, which is about how comfortable a society is with uncertainty and unfamiliar situations. In this case, both sellers and buyers prefer familiar and culturally meaningful products. These items are not random or modern inventions, but they are deeply connected to tradition and cultural identity. Because of this familiarity, people feel more comfortable purchasing them. The preference for traditional items show that people tend to avoid uncertainty by sticking to what they know. Instead of trying new or unfamiliar products, they choose items that are already trusted and culturally recognized. This creates a sense of stability and security in consumer behavior. Moreover, the presence of this cultural product also helps preserve traditions. It ensures that cultural craft and skills are continued and passed on, rather than being replaced by modern alternatives. Therefore, all of us know that this aspect of the festival demonstrates how uncertainty is managed by maintaining cultural familiarity and stability. So, what are the key cultural insights that I gained from attending the Borneo Native Festival? The first one, the festival shows that Borneo culture is strongly based on collectivism, where community activities such as traditional music performance, games and culture and attire highlight unity and shared identity among participants. Second one, the event also demonstrates that Borneo culture values tradition and cultural preservation. Since through traditional craft, food and performance, they are actively maintained and shared with the public to keep the heritage alive. This is the end of my presentation, and my name is Nur Shafika binti Jamil Aris, And this presentation is present to Dr. Shamsul Bahari. Thank you.